When the mind changes, the world changes. The greatest prison is not built with walls of stone, but with the limits of our own thinking. If your head is heavy with confusion, your days will pass wasted. But if your head is clear, focused, disciplined, then every moment becomes a seed of transformation. When you wake up each day, first battle is not with the world outside, but with the fog inside your own head. A man without clarity is like a traveler walking in a desert without a compass. He may keep moving, he may even move with great energy. Without direction, his steps are scattered and his strength is wasted. This is why clarity is the very foundation of maximizing time. You do not know where you are going, then every moment you live is at the mercy of distraction. Clarity is not something that arrives by accident. It must be cultivated with intention. Imagine holding a glass of water that has been shaken and filled with dirt. In the beginning, everything is clouded, nothing is visible. When the glass is set down and left undisturbed, the dirt slowly settles and the water becomes clear. Your head is like this. When you live without stillness, your thoughts become scattered, rushing in many directions. You cannot see what is important. You cannot choose your path with wisdom. But when you slow down, when you breathe, when you allow stillness to settle within you, suddenly the dirt sinks to the bottom and clarity rises to the top. Clarity is the art of asking yourself the right questions. What truly matters in my life? What is the destination I seek? What is the difference between what is urgent and what is essential? Many people confuse business with productivity. They run from one thing to another, exhausting themselves. In the end, they are like someone climbing a ladder that leans against the wrong wall. To maximize time, you must first know which wall you want to climb. Only then do your steps carry meaning. When clarity is absent, time slips away like sand through open hands. You spend hours scrolling through meaningless noise, agreeing to commitments that do not serve your higher purpose, or chasing goals that belong to other people but not to you. Cloudy head will always be pulled by the demands of others, the opinions of the crowd, and the temptations of comfort. A clear head sees through the fog and chooses with precision. With clarity, you can say no without guilt. You already know what deserves your highest. Clarity brings peace, and peace is the greatest protector of time. Think of the archer who draws his bow. Without a target, his arrow has no value. But once the target is chosen, the arrow flies straight. No movement is wasted. In the same way, when your head is clear, your actions follow a straight line. Every moment becomes aligned with your vision, and your time expands because it is not divided. The process of gaining clarity requires both honesty and courage. Honesty to admit what is distracting you, what is wasting your energy, what is filling your days with emptiness. Courage to let go of these things, even if they bring temporary pleasure, even if others do not understand. Clarity is not about adding more into your life, but removing what does not belong. Like a sculptor who chips away the excess stone to reveal the statue hidden within, you must remove what is unnecessary to reveal the life you are meant to live. When your head is clear, your time is multiplied. One clear thought is stronger than 1,000 confused ones. One clear step is worth more than 100 uncertain ones. With clarity, even simple actions become powerful because they are connected to purpose. Without clarity, even great effort becomes wasted. It is scattered across meaningless directions. Remember, your world is shaped not by what you do, but by the intention behind what you do. If the head is clouded, the world feels chaotic. If the head is clear, the world begins to align. Change your head, and you will truly change your world. And the first step is clarity, because clarity creates direction, and direction gives life to time. Many people believe that moving faster means they are making progress, but speed without direction is an illusion. It is like a man running in circles around a mountain, exhausted at the end of the day, yet standing at the very same place where he began. To maximize time, you must understand that focus is far greater than speed. A sharp blade cuts effortlessly, while a dull blade requires endless effort with little result. The mind works the same way. A focused head turns ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes, while a scattered head wastes even the greatest energy. Focus begins with choosing what truly matters. The danger of our times is not lack of opportunity, but the overwhelming flood of options. Everywhere you turn, there is something pulling for your attention. Messages, noise, invitations, temptations. Your mind becomes like a house with too many doors left open. Each distraction steals a little of your energy, a little of your clarity, until your hours vanish like smoke in the wind. If you wish to make the most of your time, you must learn to close the doors and leave only one path open. That is the path of focus. Imagine sunlight. When it spreads across the sky, it warms but does not burn. But when the same light is concentrated through a lens, it becomes powerful enough to ignite fire. Your life is the same. The hours of the day are available to everyone, but only the one who concentrates his effort creates real transformation. Focus is the lens that turns ordinary time into extraordinary achievement. There is a mistake many make: confuse being busy with being productive. A busy person fills his hours with constant motion. At the end of the day feels empty because nothing of true importance was accomplished. A focused person may do fewer things. Those few things shift the course of his life. In the long run, the one who focuses outruns the one who merely runs. Speed may look impressive. Focus creates results. To cultivate focus, you must learn the discipline of saying no. Every yes you give is also a no to something else. You do not protect your attention, the world will fill it with trivialities. You will give your strength to things that look urgent but mean nothing. Focus requires you to choose deliberately, to decide what deserves your time and what does not. This is not always easy, for the distractions of life often come dressed as opportunities. When you train your head to focus, you begin to recognize the difference. Focus also demands presence. You cannot be focused if you are divided between past regrets and future anxieties. True focus is to give your full attention to the moment before you, to immerse yourself so completely in the task at hand that time seems to dissolve. Kind of presence not only increases the quality of your work, but it also expands the experience of time itself. A moment of pure focus can accomplish what scattered effort cannot achieve in hours. Think of a river. When it flows wide and shallow, loses its strength, spreading itself thin across the land. But when it narrows into a single channel, its force becomes unstoppable, cutting through mountains and shaping valleys. The same truth applies to your mind. Scatter it in every direction, and it becomes weak. Focus it on one clear aim, and it becomes powerful enough to move the obstacles of life. Remember, it's not how fast you move that determines your destiny, but how focused your steps are. Focus is not about doing more in less time. It is about doing what matters most with undivided energy. The world honors speed, but life rewards focus. When you learn to direct your attention like a beam of light, you discover that focus multiplies time. And with that realization, you stop chasing speed and begin walking the path of mastery. Time belongs to no one. It passes regardless of wealth, status, or desire. The only way to master time is to master yourself, and the instrument of mastery is discipline. Without discipline, your days scatter into fragments. With discipline, your hours become a fortress that no distraction can break. Discipline is not punishment, it's freedom. It is the art of choosing what you know is right over what feels comfortable in the moment. When the head is disciplined, time bends to your will. When it is undisciplined, time slips through your hands like water you cannot hold. Many people confuse discipline with hardness. They imagine it as a heavy burden, as chains that restrict their life. But the truth is the opposite. Lack of discipline is the real prison, for it keeps you chained to the impulses of the moment. A man without discipline is like a ship without a captain, tossed endlessly by every wave. He wakes late not because he wants to, because comfort commands him. He wastes his hours not because he chooses to, but because distraction enslaves him. To live without discipline is to surrender your freedom to the weakest parts of yourself. Discipline is the silent agreement you make with your future. Each time you choose discipline, you plant a seed that grows into strength, clarity, and achievement. Each time you neglect it, you plant weeds that choke the garden of your life. Discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you wish to become. It transforms intention into action, dreams into reality, moments into meaning. Without it, time remains only a potential. With it, time becomes creation. Consider the way a musician practices. He does not become a master by playing when he feels inspired, but by returning to his instrument daily. Whether his heart is heavy or his spirit is bright. In the same way, discipline demands that you show up again and again, even when motivation fades. Motivation is fleeting, it rises and falls like the wind. Discipline is steady, anchors you when everything else wavers. Through it, you gain control not only of your time, but also of your character. There will always be temptations that call you away from discipline. Comfort whispers that you deserve rest. Distraction offers you quick pleasure. Doubt convinces you that effort is meaningless. But every moment you resist these voices, you sharpen your will. Every time you act with discipline, you remind yourself that you are stronger than your impulses. And over time, discipline ceases to be a battle and becomes a way of being. It becomes natural like breathing. Discipline is also the key to consistency. Consistency is the secret to mastery. One action done with discipline day after day creates transformation. A single drop of water is nothing, but drops falling steadily will carve stone. In the same way, discipline transforms the ordinary hours of each day into extraordinary outcomes. Greatness does not arrive in one grand moment, but is shaped through countless disciplined choices that appear small at the time yet build a foundation unshakable by the years. Beauty of discipline is that it multiplies time. When you live without it, you waste hours repairing mistakes, retracing steps, and regretting choices. But when discipline guides you, your steps are firm and your path is straight. You move forward without needing to look back. Discipline turns time from a burden into a weapon, from something you endure into something you wield. Remember, this freedom is not doing whatever you wish in the moment. True freedom is living a life directed by purpose, not by impulse. Discipline grants this freedom. It transforms chaos into order, weakness into strength, and fleeting moments into timeless legacy. If you desire to master your time, then master yourself through discipline. For the undisciplined mind is always a slave to the moment, but the disciplined head commands the hours, and through the hours commands the world. Where the head looks, the body follows. Where the thoughts dwell, the energy of life gathers. This is a law that governs every human being, whether they recognize it or not. Energy follows attention, and attention is the most powerful currency you possess. Whatever you give your attention to grows stronger, and whatever you neglect fades. If you direct your attention toward distraction, weakness will flourish. If you direct it toward growth, discipline, and purpose, then strength will rise. Time is not wasted first in hours, but in moments of misplaced attention. Danger of the modern world is not a lack of opportunities, but the endless pull of distractions. Your phone, your desires, the noise of others, all of these demand your attention. Each small moment you give away may feel insignificant, but attention is like water. Wherever you pour it, that place begins to grow. A garden of weeds does not appear overnight. It appears because attention is left unattended, given to the wrong soil. In the same way, the life you live tomorrow is being shaped today by the direction of your focus. Energy is not infinite. Each day you awaken with a certain supply, and how you spend it determines the outcome of your hours. If you divide your attention into many small fragments, your energy will fragment as well. You may attempt to accomplish much. Your strength will be scattered, and exhaustion will come quickly. But when you gather your attention into one stream, your energy becomes like a river, concentrated, forceful, and capable of moving obstacles that once appeared immovable. Imagine a man trying to light a fire. If he spreads sparks across the ground, they fade and vanish. But if he directs all sparks to one point, flames are born. Focused attention is the spark of transformation. Without it, energy disperses into nothingness. With it, even the smallest effort ignites great change. The one who learns to direct attention learns to multiply time, because energy placed in the right direction does not only accomplish tasks, it creates momentum that carries you further than effort alone. Attention also shapes perception. Two men may walk the same road, but one focuses on the obstacles while the other notices the opportunities. First becomes heavy with despair, while the second is lifted with hope. The road is the same. The world they experience is entirely different, for energy follows where their attention rests. If you continually place your attention on problems, your energy will drain and your time will feel wasted. But if you place it on solutions, your energy will rise and your time will bear fruit. To command your attention is to reclaim your power. This requires awareness, for most people do not even realize where their attention flows. They allow their head to wander like a restless child, moving from one distraction to another. Hours vanish and they wonder why their strength feels depleted. The moment you become conscious of your attention, you can redirect it. This is the true beginning of mastery, not controlling the world outside, but guiding the energy of the world within. Attention also reveals your values. Whatever you consistently attend to becomes what you truly worship. If your head is always fixed on trivial pleasures, your energy builds a life of triviality. If your head is fixed on higher purposes, then your energy builds a life of meaning. You cannot hide from this truth, for your life will always reflect the secret direction of your attention. Learn, then, to guard your attention as the most precious treasure. Protect it from the thieves of distraction. Invest it wisely in what aligns with your purpose. Withdraw it quickly from what weakens you. Each time you direct your attention with intention, your energy obeys and your time expands in value. Energy follows attention. This is why even the smallest shift of focus can change the course of a day, a year, a lifetime. The one who masters attention masters energy. And the one who masters energy masters time itself. Life is not made heavy by time itself, but by the weight of unnecessary things. When the mind is cluttered, the hours feel shorter. When the schedule is packed with what does not matter, the days feel suffocating. Wisdom of time lies in simplicity, for simplicity cuts waste. To live simply is not to live without ambition or without beauty. It is to remove what is unnecessary so that what is essential can shine. Simplicity is not poverty, it is clarity. It is the art of choosing less so that you may live more. Many believe that more is always better. More possessions, more commitments, more goals, more noise. Yet the more they add, the more they lose their center. Their time becomes consumed with maintaining what they do not even need. Work endless hours for things that bring only fleeting satisfaction. And in this pursuit, they sacrifice the very essence of life: peace, presence, and purpose. Time is not wasted only by laziness, it is also wasted by excess. The man who tries to carry everything soon moves nowhere, while the man who travels light moves swiftly and with freedom. Simplicity is the discipline of clarity. It asks you to examine your life and ask, what is truly necessary? Which activities, possessions, and thoughts truly serve my growth and my purpose? All else is distraction. Cluttered room mirrors a cluttered mind, and a cluttered mind wastes time wandering in confusion. But when you strip away what does not belong, what remains becomes powerful. Just as a sculptor removes stone to reveal the figure hidden within, you must remove the excess to reveal the life you are meant to live. There is a deep connection between simplicity and focus. When your life is simple, your energy does not scatter. Your mind is not divided among too many choices. You know what matters, and so your actions flow without hesitation. This is why simplicity is a weapon against wasted time. Complexity demands constant decision-making, endless rearranging, and continual maintenance. Simplicity frees you from these burdens. With fewer things to distract you, your hours are multiplied, your energy concentrated. Simplicity is not only about external possessions, it is even more about internal clarity. Many carry unnecessary thoughts, resentments, comparisons, fears that do not belong to the present moment. These inner burdens consume energy just as physical clutter consumes space. To simplify your inner world is to release these weights, to allow the mind to breathe, to open space for clarity and peace. When the head is simple, decisions come easily, actions become precise, and time becomes abundant. To leave simply requires courage, for society constantly pressures you to add more. You are told that happiness lies in accumulation, that your worth is measured by how much you can display. True strength is the ability to walk away from what does not serve you, to choose depth over appearance, to choose quality over quantity. Simplicity is a rebellion against the noise of the world. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that you already have enough, and that by removing excess, you create space for meaning. A simple life is not a life of limitation, but a life of expansion. When your days are not consumed with maintaining the unnecessary, you discover the freedom to explore, to grow, to give. Time that was once wasted on clutter becomes time invested in creation. Energy once drained by distractions becomes energy directed toward purpose. Simplicity is the doorway to freedom, and freedom is the foundation of mastery. When you walk lightly, you move quickly. When you live simply, you live fully. The man who learns to simplify does not waste his time chasing illusions. He walks straight to the heart of what matters. And in this way, simplicity does not diminish life, it multiplies it. For when the unnecessary is removed, the essential is revealed, and in the essential lies the true wealth of time. Life is not a straight road. It bends, it shifts, it rises and falls. Those who resist its changes waste their strength fighting against what they cannot control. Those who adapt discover that every change hides an opportunity. Adaptability is not weakness, it is intelligence. It is the ability to bend without breaking, to adjust without losing your center. Time is often lost by those who cling to what no longer works. Time is multiplied by those who adapt with wisdom. The seasons of life never remain the same. Just as winter gives way to spring and summer to autumn, so too do circumstances, relationships, and opportunities evolve. To demand that life remain constant is to demand that the river stop flowing. But the river moves, and you must move with it. Adaptability is the art of flowing without losing direction, of changing shape without losing substance. It is not to abandon your purpose, but to adjust your methods so that purpose may survive the winds of change. Many fear change because it feels like loss. They hold tightly to the familiar even when it no longer serves them. But in truth, change is often the doorway to growth. The old must end for the new to begin. A tree that refuses to shed its leaves in autumn will never rest in winter and never blossom in spring. In the same way, you must release the old patterns, the old expectations, and the old ways of thinking to step into the new. Adaptability is the courage to let go of what is fading so that you may receive what is arriving. Adaptability also saves time by preventing resistance. When you resist what cannot be changed, you waste hours in frustration, anger, and regret. When you accept and adjust, your energy is not drained in fighting reality. Instead, it is directed toward finding solutions, new paths, hidden opportunities. The adaptable head does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead asks, "How can I use this?" This shift of attention transforms obstacles into lessons and detours into discoveries. To be adaptable, you must cultivate flexibility of mind. Rigid thinking is like a tree that refuses to bend in the storm. It breaks. The tree that bends with the wind survives and grows stronger. Flexibility does not mean abandoning your values. It means finding new ways to live them. It means not being trapped in one method, one plan, or one identity. Life will ask you to grow beyond what you thought you could be, and only an adaptable spirit can answer that call. Adaptability also demands humility. It requires admitting that you do not know everything. The path you once thought was perfect may need to change. Pride clings, humility adjusts. Pride wastes time defending what no longer works. Humility saves time by learning quickly and moving forward. When you are humble enough to adapt, every situation becomes your teacher and every challenge becomes your ally. The gift of adaptability is that it turns endings into beginnings. What others see as failure, the adaptable person sees as feedback. What others see as loss, the adaptable person sees as space for something greater to arrive. This perspective not only saves time, but also multiplies it, because each moment is used for growth rather than complaint. Where others stand still, the adaptable one keeps moving, and movement always brings discovery. Life will never stop changing, and time will never slow for your resistance. Only choice you have is whether to waste your hours clinging to what was or to use your hours adjusting to what is. Adaptability opens opportunity because it keeps you awake to possibility. When you bend, you do not break. When you adjust, you do not fall behind. When you embrace change, you discover that every shift in life is not an obstacle to your destiny, but a pathway leading you closer to it. Time is often spoken of as though it belongs to the future or the past, but in truth, it can only ever be lived in the present. The past is memory, future is imagination, but the present is reality. Yet, most people spend their lives absent from the only place where life actually happens. Their thoughts wander to regrets that cannot be changed or to worries that may never arrive. And while their bodies are in the present, minds are elsewhere. Presence is the doorway to mastery because it is the only state in which you truly live, act, and create. To live with presence is to give yourself completely to the moment before you. It is to silence the noise of yesterday and the fear of tomorrow so that your energy can flow fully into what is here and now. When you are present, every second expands. Time no longer feels rushed because your attention is not divided. What once seemed ordinary becomes vivid, and what once seemed fleeting becomes abundant. Presence multiplies time by extracting its full depth. Many waste their hours not because they are idle, but because they are divided. Work with their hands while their thoughts drift elsewhere, and so their work loses power. Spend time with loved ones while checking their devices, and so connection fades. They walk through life half awake and then wonder why the days feel empty. To be absent from the present is to be absent from life itself. To be present is to awaken to the fullness of living. Presence is not passivity. It is the foundation of effective action. A distracted mind cannot act with precision. A divided attention cannot produce excellence. But when you are fully here, your actions become sharp, efficient, and powerful. A single hour of present work can achieve more than many hours of distracted effort. Presence is not about doing more. It is about being more in what you do. To cultivate presence, you must train your head to return again and again to the now. Mind loves to wander, to replay old stories, to invent future fears. Left unchecked, it will scatter your attention across times and places that do not exist. Presence requires awareness, the constant practice of noticing when your thoughts drift and gently guiding them back. At first, this feels difficult, but with practice, presence becomes natural and the mind learns to rest in the moment instead of fleeing from it. Presence also deepens relationships. When you are fully present with another person, they feel it without words. Your attention becomes a gift, a mirror that reflects their worth. In such moments, time seems to slow and connection grows strong. But when you are distracted, even hours together feel hollow. Presence teaches that quality is greater than quantity, that a few minutes of true attention outweigh hours of divided presence. In this way, presence not only masters time, but also masters love. There is a quiet power in presence. It allows you to experience life directly, without the filters of judgment or expectation. A simple breath, a sound, a sight, when met with presence, becomes profound. Life ceases to be something you are rushing through and becomes something you are truly inhabiting. Mastery is born here, because mastery is not only skill but also awareness, the ability to meet each moment fully and respond with clarity. When you live in the present, fear weakens. Fear feeds on the future, on things not yet real. Regret feeds on the past, on things no longer changeable. In presence, both dissolve, because the only reality is what is here now. To live present is to live free. Presence is the doorway to mastery, because it is the only place where mastery can exist. You cannot master yesterday, it is gone. You cannot master tomorrow. It is unborn. You can only master this moment, and in mastering it, you master time itself. The journey of time is the journey of the mind. When the head is clear, disciplined, and awake, every second becomes sacred, every moment becomes purposeful. The world you see outside is nothing more than the reflection of the world you carry within. Your thoughts are scattered, your days will be wasted. But if your thoughts are focused, your time will be multiplied. Change your head, you will change your world. Time is not against you. It waits for the one who knows how to master it. The hours are not your enemy. They are your servants if you command them with clarity and presence. Life does not ask you to control the future or repair the past. It asks you to be fully here now with discipline, focus, and courage. The power to shape destiny is not hidden in some distant horizon. It is in the way you live this very moment. If you waste it, you waste your life. If you honor it, you transform your life. The head is the key and time is the door. Step through it wisely and you will discover that mastery of the moment is mastery of everything. So guard your attention, simplify your days, remain present, and stay disciplined. For the one who rules their head will never be ruled by time. And the one who maximizes their time does not simply survive life. They create a world worth living.